Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Almost had a spit take first time on the set. That's pretty good. The things that happen behind the cameras that you don't know when your old pal Jerry Proviance walks up with flowers and says, Mitchell Arms and Ammo, Guns and Roses. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I had just taken a sip. And Jerry's going to be here next week, right? Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, well, Tess is going to make something. It's going to work out. Yeah, that's right. Steak and lobster. Sure. Jerry's a very easy guest to work with. Hey, Chris. So I just had taken a sip of my cold Cascara Starbucks drink thing, and I almost did a spit take because what Jerry said was so funny. So, hey, welcome to the show. Happy Friday. That's a good sign. This is Tony Tone. It's Hy-Vee Today on the 4th. It's Star Wars Day. Happy Star Wars Day to you. May the 4th be with you, everybody. Last night, speaking of movies, at the Palms 10 movie theater, he was on the show yesterday. There he is right there in the middle with his arms up, Steve DeVore. And that doesn't even do it justice, that picture. There were over 120 people that came out to see Survivor's Guide to Prison at the Palms 10 movie theater. 6 o'clock, there was a Q&A that followed the show. It was a great time, and it was wonderful to have Steve back in Muscatine. He literally was just here for a few hours. He is already in Alabama on to the next thing. So he stayed at the Merrill Hotel and Conference Center, so thanks to Rebecca Kerwin-Howe for making that happen. Very generous of her, and we appreciate everybody that came out. There's a lot to get to today and a lot of guests and a lot of things that I need to remember to bring up, so bear with me if I seem a little scatterbrained more than usual. Chef Tess is in the kitchen getting ready for carnitas tacos tonight, but there's pineapple. So pineapple and carnitas?
I always serve my carnitas tacos with pineapple.
Okay.
Always.
Pineapple on top of the carnitas?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Instead of like a pico de gallo, I just do pineapple.
Good deal. And you are just totally rocking and chopping this pineapple because as a chef, you don't need to get one of those fancy pineapple corer things.
No.
You can do it yourself.
Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of gadgets that do like one specific task. because they teach us how to do everything with just a knife. So
Just the knife.
just a knife.
It's fabulous. Okay, so 4 to 7 this afternoon/evening, people can come in and grab dinner prepared by Chef Tess, ready to go.
Yep.
Love it. Okay, and then if I may, watch this segue. Can you imagine if I had a segue to do segues on? That would be awesome. I think I'm over the weight limit. You could grab those carnitas and then pair it with some fantastic Arden Creek wine. And Josh Glasson, vintner, winemaker, wine make, whatever we want to call you. You're here, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Wonderful morning.
Yes.
I kind of do a little bit of everything at the winery.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of hats that you don't wear.
Right, yeah, but my favorite one's this one.
I was going to say, and conveniently, you're wearing a hat.
Right, yeah.
Isn't that great? I got to start out. We're talking about carnitas, which Arden Creek, and it doesn't have to be one of the examples we have here. Is there a particular Arden Creek wine that you would say would go well with carnitas? I know I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, but...
Let's see. It kind of depends on what you make the carnitas with.
Okay.
So we've got pineapple.
Yeah.
So I would probably recommend County Fair would probably pair pretty well with that.
Ooh, yes.
If you've got a little bit of beef in there, you might use a little commission man,
Okay.
nice dry red, and you might even cook a little bit with it
Yeah.
and give it a bit of a simmer.
I love cooking with wine.
Yeah,
It's
me
a
too.
great idea.
It's definitely one of my favorite pastimes is cooking, especially with stuff that I make.
That's right. So how long, Josh, have you been with Arden Creek?
Let's see. It's been about 5 years now.
Wow.
And so I went to school, got a master's degree in plant science, emphasis in winemaking, and spent a little bit of time down at St. James Winery, and then they shipped me up here, and I've been here ever since. And I'm really happy I moved up here. It's a great town, great place to live, and great people, the Furlongs, who own the winery.
Absolutely.
I definitely enjoy working for them and living in Muscatine.
So I told you off the air, and I've told Mike this countless times, but this Red 52 right here, my wife and I should have a stock option at Arden Creek or a co-ownership because we have invested in quite a few bottles over the years. It's just so good.
Yeah, that's definitely our best seller.
It's so great, but there's so many other varieties. I mean, we just have a couple of them here.
Right.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, but there's one particular bottle or variety that is sold only at Arden Creek. Is that right?
It's almost right.
Okay. Is it available elsewhere now?
Yes.
Okay.
We just started distributing it.
Excellent.
It's called Vintner's Blend, and it is a blend of our own Chancellor and Norway grapes. It's the driest red we've got.
Okay.
It's a little bit pricier. I think we've got it at $25 at the winery.
Okay.
But we just started distributing it. Originally, it was sold only at the winery, but
Sure.
now you can get it a few other places.
It's very good. I'd never had it until last time I was at Arden Creek for an event, Swamp Stomp event, and I tried it and I thought, wow. It just, I mean, I think it's impressive. So when it comes to making the varieties of wine, obviously you have to have the different types of grapes, correct? So
Correct.
At Arden Creek, how many varieties of grapes are grown?
Well, it's kind of a tricky question.
Sure.
We've got 5 big varieties. There's Concord, which goes in the Red 52. Edelweiss, which is in Arden Depot, and we use it as a background in some of our fruit wines.
Okay.
Lacrosse, which is in Holiday White, our apple wine, which we've got here. And then we've got Norway, which is in Commission Man, and a little bit goes into the Vintner's Blend. And then we blend a little bit of that in Nouveau and Rosemary's Rosé. And then the last one is Chancellor, which we've got a dry red called Chancellor, and some of that also goes into the Vintner's Blend. On top of that, we just planted some new vines this year.
Oh.
They're called Petite Pearl.
Okay.
So we're going to hopefully get some production off those in 2 to 3 years. It takes a while for them to get started
2
up.
to 3 years?
Yeah. Whenever you grow a vine, you start with a little rootstock.
Sure.
It's about a foot tall. And then the first year, you hope it grows up to the top wire. And then the second year, you hope it grows 2 cordons. And then the third year, you get a little bit of fruit. And then the fourth year, you get a little bit more fruit. And then from that point, you actually start getting an actual sized crop. So it takes a long time.
So part of your job is patience.
Yes, definitely.
Which is, I'm very impatient, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but that's, you also understand that doing the work now will set you up in 2 to 3 years to
Correct.
have.
Yeah. Whenever we go out and prune or work in the vineyard, you're not just pruning for that season. You're pruning for next season and the season after that.
Okay.
And then whenever I make wine, it's very similar to work in the vineyard because you have to kind of think ahead. How's this wine going to taste in a month from now? How's it going to taste in 6 months from now? It's my job to basically make sure that the wines are going to be good from day 1 to day 300. So.
Right, because when you bottle something like the 3 varieties we have here, and it comes to a place like Hy-Vee, you don't know how long it's going to be until someone comes in and picks it up and takes it home.
Correct. And each of our bottles contain sulfites on them. Basically, we use SO2, keeps them from growing anything in the bottle, and keeps them safe from oxygen. So whenever they're in the fridge, after you open them, they're good for a couple days. I mean, I wouldn't put it past a week. But we also do a sterile filter, and the sterile filter pulls out any bacteria or yeast, and so they're definitely clean, good to go. There are some chemical things that can happen. We had an issue once with cream of tartar. Basically, it's just naturally in the grape, and if it gets too cold, it falls out, and it looks a little bit like glass in the bottom, but it's just an aesthetic thing.
Wow,
so
I had no idea.
Won't hurt you. But.
So, how long? And there's my wife on Facebook saying, "I love Arden Creek wine." Yes, I was just saying, dear, that we should own stock in Red 52, which is right there. Josh, how long does it take to get, the amount of grapes and everything else to start bottling? And then the second part of that question, what are you bottling now? And is that how is it by week? Is it by month? Is it seasonal?
It's by need.
Okay.
So as we get low on stock, we bring in juice, and that can either be from our vineyard. We do get some from the Finger Lakes in New York.
Okay.
But as we need it, we make more of it. So we run out every once in a while, but typically it's only for a week or two.
Sure.
But the shortest time we have is our blackberry wine, and that's because it's made from blackberry juice, so we don't have to do as much stabilization with it.
Sure.
And so that one takes about 3 weeks.
Wow.
So getting the juice in, fermenting it, cleaning it up with a filter, and then getting all the supplies to bottle it. After the 3 weeks, that one's good to go. With the dry reds, however, those can take anywhere from 3 to 9 months, depending on the wine. So with those, you have to get the juice in, ferment it again. There's a secondary fermentation.
Wow.
And then after that point, sometimes we have an issue with pectin, so then you have to add an enzyme to break that down. And then you have to do cold stability, which is the way we do it, is we chill the wine down, add some cream of tartar, forms crystals, they fall out so they don't fall out in the bottle. And then we have to oak our wines and then filter them, and then we can finally bottle.
So again, the fact that you have a master's makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's a lot of math and a lot of chemistry.
I was going to say, the science behind.
Yeah.
So as the consumer or the end user, we come in, we buy it, we take it home, we enjoy it, we like it, we repeat the process. But it is important, I think, to understand what you're going through, the amount of work that it takes. I mean, it is truly a passion.
It
right?
is.
And you have a very, like myself and what I've done over the last several years, a very unique job. I mean, you certainly have peers and people that you know that do the same thing, but it is not an everyday job. I mean, it's very fascinating. So the 5 years that you've been at Arden Creek, Josh, I would say that there's certainly been a boom in that business, and keeping up with that demand has probably led to having to purchase new equipment or expanding some of the facilities maybe. It seems like Arden Creek just continues to get more popular, which is great.
We do, and we do upgrade equipment sometimes. As far as expanding the facility, we've talked about it, haven't done anything with that yet. We've done a brief rearrangement of the winery, and that's created a little bit more room.
Sure.
But the 6 stainless steel tanks that we started with are still the 6 stainless steel tanks we've got now.
I'm telling you, it's impressive if you've been out there and you look and you think, like, you're turning out that much variety, that many options, and it's not a huge space, but my goodness, does And I know that you know that.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's-
telling you anything you don't know, of course. But wow, the end result is just great.
Yeah, I really enjoy our product, and I'm proud of each thing we put out. So
You should be. I mean, it's just fabulous. And you said that you're gearing up for the farmers market. Muscatine Area Farmers Market kicks off tomorrow, and that's where I told you that I met the Furlongs. Was at the farmers market in Davenport almost 8 years ago,
Yeah,
and they were just sampling it on a little table, and,
Yeah.
and it was a match made in wine heaven at that point.
yeah, I think at that point they only had 3 wines, and
Wow.
now we're up to 17. Speaking of, we're actually getting ready to introduce a new wine here
Okay.
in about a month and a half. So.
Spill the beans. What's it called? The Tony Tone. Thank you.
Well, it's going to be called Johanna.
Johanna
It's
Tone.
Named
No.
named after Mike's grandmother, great-grandmother. There's a story on the back that'll tell you all
Sure.
about her. But anyway, that one is going to be a new grape variety for us. And so it's going to be a little bit lighter, a little bit
Okay.
lower in alcohol. Basically, it's going to be something that you could drink at lunchtime and not get drunk. You could have it at a business meeting, that
Sounds
sort of
awesome.
thing.
Let's
So-
have it now.
Well-
Did you bring any?
I didn't.
Okay,
It's still in the tank. I still got to work with it a little bit, but
Let me know if you need me to drive over and just like. Do you like literally take a glass and just put it up to the tank and tip
you
it, or
know,
is that not how it works?
sometimes.
That's my whimsical picture of you is
if-
like, taking it right off the tap.
Yeah, there's 2 definite pictures that people get of winemakers.
Sure.
One of them is the sophisticated, I'm going to swirl this wine, see if
Right.
it tastes. And then the other one's, sort of a crazy mad scientist. What can I make today?
Where do you find yourself?
Somewhere in the middle.
There you
It
go.
depends on the
Good.
day.
I would be the same way. Casey says that she loves Arden Creek. She got married there. I know that I DJ'd her
yeah.
wedding there. And then Katie says love their wine. Yeah, of course. And we've seen so many great pictures. There's so many wonderful events.
That one's from Ragbri,
For
yeah.
Ragbri stopping through. People can have wedding receptions there. I talk about the Swamp Stop event. I mean, it's a great space. You'll have music coming up on Fridays, I'm sure.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The first one's May 27th. We've got a blessing of the vines.
All right.
We always have a priest come out, bless the vines for a good crop. The Furlongs are, Mike's Catholic, and he's
Sure.
very, very into that. So we've got that going on. And then the Friday after that, which I think is June 2nd.
Check it out. We're
oh,
helping
there
you
you go.
out.
June
Boom.
1st.
Zoom in a little
we've
bit,
got
Rye.
Grey Wolf.
Grey Wolf
And,
Band.
Normally they're a pretty good crowd. If you've never been out, the size of the crowd varies from 150 to 400.
Yeah.
Just depends on the band.
Yep.
But we've got a pretty good setup this year, I believe.
You have a great lineup. Fry
Yeah.
Daddies, Ernie Peniston, Iowa Blues Hall of Famer. The Night People cruising with Max Allen Collins, who, don't forget, wrote The Road to Perdition, and Dick Tracy. Tailfins, Wild Oats is a great band from the Quad Cities. Third Degree Burns, and then Grey Wolf again. So the lineup is awesome. You're active on social media. The website's great. And for people that haven't made it out to Arden Creek, to the vineyard, they should stop by because it's just a great place.
Yeah, and we've also got other events that go on at the winery.
Sure.
Which we've got our little event cards if you want to come out to the winery and pick one up. But we also do painting classes. We've got yoga in the vineyard.
Ooh.
And we've got all sorts of other things that go on.
Now,
So-
when you do yoga, do you do like downward facing chug? Or is that not a pose?
Normally they drink the wine afterwards.
That's
So I know one of the favorite things that Brenda White, one of our workers, does is she makes mimosas. So she'll mix a little bit of our artesian white with orange juice. And,
Love that.
Makes a great breakfast.
Of course it does. Josh, thank you for coming on. Keep
Yep.
up the great work, man. It's good to finally meet you.
Appreciate
I think I've seen you out there working. You're always working, of course.
Yeah.
The fact that you're able to do, and this is just scratching the surface, 17 varieties. I appreciate it very much, and we'll be seeing you soon out there. And then after my wife has this baby in October, I'm sure she'll be back on the sauce. So that's good for your business. That's good.
Yeah, it's good for everybody.
Your sales are probably down a little bit because my wife's pregnant. I apologize. We'll try and get back soon.
Well, hopefully our new wine will make up for that.
Yeah, that's
so.
good. All right, I appreciate it very much.
Yep.
Let's check in with the CBI Bank and Trust aisle camera, which is set up right behind us. I like where it's at. It's in the bakery. Bakery is always busy here at Hy-Vee, and then we're going to get Sheriff C.J. Ryan on the program in just a second here. So, yeah, it's a busy Friday here at the store. There's a lot going on this weekend. We're still celebrating the Taste of Hy-Vee, so an opportunity for you to do some winning. On the old Facebook page, we're giving away Adventureland tickets and autographed basketballs from Bobby Hansen and stuff from Tim DeWhite, and it's gonna be good. Thank you. You're good. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. And I want you to get on Facebook, but I also want you to come out to the store. And if you have kids, I'm going to tell you about a couple things going on Saturday and Sunday that you need to know about. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it, buddy. And then if we could, Chad, why don't we take a peek back at Chef Tess, who's talking to Mike Church right now in the Hy-Vee Today kitchen. That on, sir. Chef Tess getting ready for dinner tonight. What have you been doing since we started the show? You've seemed like you've been very busy. You have more containers. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never know what you're doing over there. I just want it to smell wonderful.
Usually up to no good. I had to run off and grab a couple more ingredients, but I've got my lime wedge. You'll get one of these in every meal to squeeze over your carnitas tacos.
Cool.
Highly recommended to use the fresh lime juice.
Yeah.
It's not just for show. Squeeze it over your tacos. And then I've got all the pineapple into like a little medium dice there.
Nice.
So that's all ready to go.
You diced that already? That's
Yeah.
the pineapple?
Yeah.
Wow, you were fast.
Yeah.
That's
Superhero.
impressive. I would have cut all my fingers off at that point.
I haven't
There would
cut
be a
myself
container
in a
full of
long
fingers.
time.
Yeah, that's
been
good.
a long
And
time.
I don't want to jinx you either. That's not what I'm trying to do.
You can find some wood to knock
All right,
on.
knock on the cutting board. All right, our next guest in the hot seat, Muscatine County Sheriff C.J. Ryan, back on the show. Good to see you, buddy.
Good morning.
Welcome back. I enjoy when you come on. It's always good to catch up, and then I talk about some of the kids events that we have going on this weekend. You're going to be part of our Hometown Heroes tomorrow.
We will be here tomorrow from 10 a.m. till noon.
You remembered. That's good. I don't want to have to call you in the morning and be like, Sheriff, it's Tony.
Well, we have other people coming too, so
Good.
they'll keep
Yeah.
me in line.
That's good. Yeah. Maybe could you pick me up from my house? You give me a ride in the front seat?
I'm disappointed in you already because the last time I was on the show,
Uh-huh.
I had to have donuts delivered here. And this time you have no donuts again. And they took the wine away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't know, I know you love Arden Creek, and I know you love donut. If you want me to get you a donut, I can send Betsy. Poor Betsy was here the other day working late. She forgot her money. She didn't even get a donut, but yeah.
I saw the Humane Society people outside.
Yeah.
So, I stopped. I gave them $1.
Nice.
They told me you'd reimburse me in here.
That's right. I will. I will reimburse you after the show, of course.
Okay.
In change. How are things going, man? I mean, obviously, things are always busy, and you have a bunch of events that we're going to get to, but overall, how are things going?
Usually this time of the year in the spring it gets a little bit warmer, so things pick up for us.
Sure.
And so we've had a little bit more activity. Unfortunately, also the automobile accidents and things of that nature pick up. The roads are clear, so the speeds are a little bit higher.
Yep.
But usually this time of the year it starts to get active, and then through the summer also.
So I want to ask you that, like, in that other state nearby, Illinois, they've raised some of the speeds on the highways, 70 miles an hour. Do you think that that'll happen on like a Highway 61? I mean, what are your thoughts on that? And that's
They've
just a random
discussed it in
question.
Iowa,
Yeah.
but they haven't really discussed it for Highway 61. They had talked about it on Interstate 80, but right now, with the speed limit at 65 on Highway 61, what we usually see is speeds of 75 or higher.
Okay.
Just yesterday morning, we had a vehicle stop about 8 o'clock in the morning at 102 miles an hour.
Whoa!
And
Were they trying to go back to the future? What were they doing? 102 miles an hour?
102.
Were they running late to work?
They were late to work.
Okay.
Now, the problem is, since they encountered us, they were even later, so they didn't solve their problem. But, unfortunately, we get those speeds between 80 and 110 miles an hour on a more frequent basis than what we'd like to see.
And let me just say from experience, that's too fast.
That's too fast.
Now, we don't want to give away all your secrets, Sheriff, but say I was going on 61 or 38 or wherever, and the speed limit was 65 or 55, where am I safe, like, out of radar? Like, are you looking for 10 over plus? Am I safe at 10 over? Is it 8 over? If you can't answer that, I understand.
Well, we'd like to say just go the speed limit and you'll be fine.
That's what I meant, too.
But we understand that doesn't always happen.
Right.
And most of our stops are actually for 10 miles an hour or more above the speed limit. The reason for that isn't because we encourage people to speed. The reason for that is we can just literally stop cars all day long if that's
Right.
our threshold. So we try and stop the higher speeds rather than the lower speeds.
Makes 100% sense to me. There is a Sue Ryan joining us on Facebook that says, and this is a direct quote, and I'll show you, he's like an elephant, he never forgets. that would be referencing that you'll be here tomorrow, part of the Hometown Heroes event, of course. So.
Well, I wanted to say congratulations to you and your wife.
Thank you.
I know you have some exciting news.
Yeah.
And then I wondered how your knee was doing.
My knee is okay. I'm having surgery May 21st. Do you want to host the show? I need somebody to guest host the show the week of May 21st. It could be you.
I could. How does this pay a lot of money?
Oh, yeah. You see this right here? I get you Starbucks a day.
That's free?
And then I could, well, you know, and then I can get you a meal in a box if you want. So, is that good enough?
Would
your boss let you host the show?
I can come in and do that for you.
Yeah.
And I'll guarantee you there'll be donuts on this table and there'll be something for every guest.
Okay. All right. So you're going to have the budget all of a sudden for a goodie bag like this is the Oscars.
I'll talk to Jim. He'll set me up.
Sure. Okay. So you would like a donut for every guest and some type of beverage.
It's a political thing, you know, like a chicken in every pot.
Yeah, you're right.
A donut for every guest.
Yeah. Hey, I just don't want to be accused of bribing anybody, right? Because I get pulled over just like everybody else.
That has happened.
It certainly did, but that's not what we're here to talk about. What else do you have coming up? Certainly, Willie Lesa was here talking about the torch run. That's coming up soon,
right?
Correct.
So that's our big fundraising activity right now. Is we're raising money for Special Olympics with the torch run. The torch run takes place on May 14th, and so that's when our fundraising efforts end. We've got the canisters out throughout the community where people can donate change or dollar bills to that. So that's our fundraising that we have going on right now. We just last Friday, I was at the Quad City Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Dinner in the Quad Cities in honor of our fallen officer, Ed Halligan. His family attends that event every year, and so I always make sure to make it there. And we sit with them, and we have a meal, and we have some pretty good reminiscing to do. Last April the 25th, we were at the Iowa Works Job Fair. Out at the high school.
I heard that went well.
It did go well. It was fairly well attended, and we had the opportunity to talk to some high school students about maybe pursuing a career in law enforcement.
Absolutely.
So that worked out good.
Let me ask you then, off of that, do you have openings right now? Are there positions available within your department or other departments that you know of?
Pretty much all the time we have openings in the correctional field or the transport field. So we pretty much have open applications that we take all the time for that. Next week, May 15th and 16th, we'll actually be giving out 2 scholarships to high school students.
Okay.
So we'll be going to West Liberty High School and Wilton High School, and one student from each school will receive a $500 scholarship from the Sheriff's Patrol.
That's fantastic. Wow, I didn't know that was something that you did.
Oh, they've done that for years and years and years. Yeah. So it's a really good way for the Sheriff's Patrol to help give back to the community. And so they give those 2 scholarships out every year, and we're very happy to be a part of that.
I think that's wonderful. And again, you know, doing things like Torch Run and scholarships and Hometown Heroes tomorrow, getting in front of people, you know, making kids familiar, you know, getting them inside a vehicle, checking it out, just making people understand that, again, this is just a job and you're a person like everybody. My dad, again, I say this, and Sam's back there working hard. I love Sam. My dad retired Chicago police 30 years, and he would tell you that they just want everybody to understand that this is just the job that they chose, the field that they chose to get into, but it's just they're just like everybody else, you know? And I know that we say this a lot, but you wake up, you do your job, and you want to get home to your family at the end of the day, right?
Right, and we feel that we want our people to be a part of the community.
Yes.
And when we're out investigating crimes and we need help from people, we find that they're a lot more open and willing to talk to us because they've met us at these community events.
Absolutely.
So even when we do things like the Special Needs Easter egg hunt, we go there in uniform, we interact with the young children because we want them to know that we're somebody that they can come to for help, that they don't have to be afraid of the uniform.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it, right? Like, when you call 911, people are going to show up to help you. That's the thing. Like, I mean, you know, I hope that you never have to. I think I've called 911 like half a dozen times in my life, and it's always, you know, not something that I want to do, right? I mean, it's just,
right. I mean, sometimes we see people in their darkest hour or their moment of need. They need to know that we're there to help, and so we go in and take care of those situations the best we can. Unfortunately, last weekend we had a fatality automobile accident out on Highway 61 east of Muscatine. So in those situations, we end up dealing with the family. You know, we have to contact the next of kin and things of that nature. That's not a pleasant situation, but we want them to be as comfortable as possible, and we're there for the community in those moments of need.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, you know, we talk about just the roadways when it comes to motorcycles. I mean, just people just pay attention, because correct me if I'm wrong, Sheriff, but if I'm driving in the state of Iowa and I'm doing this, and I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this, you can pull me over.
They say
right?
Distracted driving is a larger problem than what driving while intoxicated is right now.
Wow.
So
that's not good.
If you're looking down at that phone for 5 seconds, you're traveling the length of a football field.
Holy moly.
So
no.
you can really go a long way in that 5 seconds that you've taken your eyes off the road, and that's usually not good. So the Iowa legislature this year made that a primary offense in the state of Iowa, and so yeah, if you're observed doing that, you're probably going to get pulled over.
So imagine like the circle gets the square if you had no seatbelt on and you were looking at your phone.
Right.
You might as well just give them your keys.
That's just a double bad day.
Right. Just take my vehicle, please. Anything else coming up that you want to talk about? Obviously, like you said, it is going to be a busy summer. We've already had some hot temps. I know that things kind of get a little busier as the seasons change, but anything else coming up in the community that you want to mention, anything like that?
We're busy all the time.
Sure.
If they follow us on Facebook, we usually have postings on there about what we're up to, so they can check that. Just April 30th that just went by, the Scott County Sheriff's Office put a scam alert out. That they had individuals being contacted by telephone in their community. They were using the names of actual members of the Scott County Sheriff's Office.
Wow.
So they'd done a little bit of research.
That's messed up.
But they were saying, you know, people had missed court appearances, or you hadn't showed up for jury duty and you owed fines. And usually the way those scams work is they're going to instruct you to go to a Walmart or some type of store.
Or Hy-Vee.
Right. Yeah, maybe. Purchase some type of prepaid credit card.
Right.
Or go to Western Union or something that, you know, when you think about it, it just sounds kind of ridiculous.
Sure.
No law enforcement agency is going to contact you by telephone like that. And if you have a fine to pay, you're going to do that at the county jail, or you're going to do that at the county clerk's office, and you're not going to do it with a credit card that you went and purchased at some store.
It's just ridiculous. And they always seem to prey on the elderly, right? That makes me very angry.
They do, and I mean, we're very, very involved with places like Sunnybrook and protection of the elderly. We go and give scam talks out there. But yeah, they try and target the elderly, and that's something that we don't like to see. So we actually have a lot of elderly people that interface with us on Facebook and platforms like that.
And it's good that they feel comfortable enough to reach out, right?
Yeah. And they'll send us private messages and ask questions, and we're always happy to answer those. So
sure. I think it's important. Before you go, Ryan, can you pull up that Hometown Heroes flyer for what we got going on at the store tomorrow? Since you're here, it's fitting to talk about this. So 10 a.m. till noon tomorrow, Muscatine County Sheriff's Office, Police Department, Fire Department. Monsanto's bringing the seatbelt convincer, which is fun. I'd love to ride in the seatbelt convincer with you. There it is on the screen. And Muscatine Power and Water will also be here. Again, you know, this event has happened at the store before I worked here. I certainly am the product of having a police officer as a father, so, you know, recognizing people that are doing jobs like that, whether it be in law enforcement or, you know, fire department or utility companies, you know, whatever the case is, I think this is a good opportunity. It's free tomorrow in the parking lot here at Hy-Vee, 10 till noon, and I just want you to come out, and here's what I know, it's not going to rain tomorrow.
Right, which will be great.
Yeah.
It's great for members of the community to come and meet people from all these different organizations, and also if you have little kids, a great time to come see the law enforcement cars and the fire trucks and things. So little kids love that.
I love it. I'm 34. I love seeing a fire truck and
that's because you're just a big kid.
That's right. And I love seeing the police vehicles, and I'm like, I would never fit in the back seat of there. And guess what? So far, knock on demo table, that's a lot harder than it looks. I haven't had to ride in the back seat.
I have very large vans, and we can get you in there.
Great. I was going to ask before you go, what's your favorite kind of donut? I will send Betsy in the Toyota Muscatine car cam to get you a donut if you want one.
On behalf of all law enforcement, I can tell you there is no bad donut.
Okay. All right. Okay. So dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice.
Is the cart cam rocking? Okay. So we're gonna send Betsy to the bakery to get Sheriff C.J. Ryan. Betsy, can you get Sheriff C.J. Ryan a donut, please? Your choice. He said dealer's choice. I don't want to be rude to my guest.
Oh, I hope she picks out a good one.
Because you still got the nice bracelets, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't want the nice bracelets. So Betsy, no pressure, Betsy. There's a lot of good ones to choose from. Had I remember, I mean, of course I remember that Tara brought over a plate the last time you were here, but
Yes.
I didn't know if that was okay next time you come back, assuming you'll come back.
I'll try and come back.
Yeah.
Or I'll send somebody to come talk to you.
Yeah, please do. By all means, I'm easy to talk to. You know that.
Very
And maybe
much
you
so.
guest host the show. I'm like Johnny Carson, and you're like my fill-in host, right?
Are you?
You're
It's
my. You're better than Ed McMahon. So whoever's better, whoever filled in for Carson, you're my Jay Leno.
I think you're dating yourself.
Yeah, I'm pretty old. All right, I'm excited to see what Betsy's gonna get you. Is anybody waiting on her? Okay, Lisa's waiting on her.
How long are you going to need this assistance?
Oh,
You're
I
going to have
think
somebody new come in every day?
I think Joel's gonna do the show that week. But if he can't, you're my number two. You're my number 2. So take that. All right, let's see what she's got. The best part is they're probably like, who's gonna pay for this? I'm gonna end up paying for it. We're gonna put it on the house here.
You
All right,
already
she's
owe me
coming
$1.
back. I do owe you $1. Apparently, you donating to the Humane Society.
I donated in your name.
You're challenging me to donate to the Humane Society. All right, speedy delivery for the sheriff. Here we go, right behind the set.
Ooh.
All right, here you go, friend.
Oh, look.
Thank you. I hope she got you a good one.
It's to go.
It's to go. Yeah, it's ready to go.
We're
All
good.
right. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it very
appreciate
much. Muscatine County Sheriff C.J. Ryan. He's not going to take the donut out of the bag, all right? It's probably messy. It's in
No,
there. You
it's-
know
it
it's
is
good.
going to go with me, though.
Yeah, good. Yeah. And then when you leave, I can say, I don't think he paid for it. I don't know what happened.
They'll just add that to the money you already owe.
That's right. I have a tab. Don't forget. That's where all these Starbucks go on, apparently. All right. Let's take a look, if we could, at the Hometown Heroes event again as we get ready for our next guest. Come on over, guys. So this is going to be fun tomorrow. Ryan, can you zoom out just a little bit? Excuse me. I am super excited. Thank you, Sheriff, for this tomorrow. We have a very busy weekend here at the store. It's all part of the Taste of Hy-Vee. Yes, sir. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Yeah, Scott, have a seat, man. So Hometown Heroes tomorrow, 10 to noon. Bring the kids. Check out the police vehicles. You should stick around, I think. I know. And that's good pizza, too. Hometown Heroes free tomorrow. Can we check back in with Chef Tess before we get to Scott? Oh, you just missed some serious knife action, Chef Tess. Whoa! What were you just opening? What are those beans? What's going
Yeah,
on?
pinto beans
So you're making your own refried beans?
and rice today.
All right. That sounds fabulous. This is great. Okay. So now, again, people probably have not made their own refried beans. What do they need to know? What needs to go in there? How long does it take?
So what I'm doing now is I'm sorting through. When you get dried beans, a lot of the time there's maybe some small pebbles and things like that in here. So I'm just removing those right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse these.
Okay.
I'm going to do a quick soak on them. And then I'm going to simmer them with some aromatics and seasonings until they're super tender. Then I'll drain them, reserve all that really awesome bean liquid, and
Yeah.
that's what I will use to make them creamy as I mash them all up. So
I need
the
a quick
key.
soak right now.
What's that?
I said I need a quick soak.
I'm gonna go get a tub for your feet.
No. Just for my feet. Yeah. Hey, I found out I have to get glasses yesterday. Did I tell you that?
I saw that on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my first eye exam ever. Yikes. And I have to get glasses. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, your doc was behind me in line at Starbucks this morning.
Was he really?
I got to say hi to him, yeah.
Dr. Walsh,
Yeah.
right?
He's a
so
cool guy.
I'm going to look like chubby Clark Kent. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some dark
You have
ribs?
glasses too.
Yeah, we're gonna get some-
Yeah. It's like I didn't notice that until I just figured out that I have to get. Everybody has glasses. Look at Ryan's glasses. All right, let's get to our next guest, Scott Florence with Mama Basso Pizza. Welcome to the show. Scott's also got glasses on, and they're very cool glasses. Now, if only they said like Mama and then Basso on the side.
Flash.
Yes.
Mama Basso.
Right. If they were LED, we need to make that happen. Okay.
Well, when I take them off, they
That's when
shoot.
it happens.
No, sorry.
You shoot pizzas out of your eyeballs.
I do.
I am no stranger to Mama Basso Pizza.
All right. I'm talking.
At this very moment, there is a Mama Basso sausage in the freezer at my house.
Awesome.
It's good stuff. The first question I have, Scott, how are you able to make this pizza so good? When I get it here at Hy-Vee, I take it home, put it in the freezer, put it in the oven, it comes out, the crust, it's like I just ordered it at a restaurant. I don't understand what the secret is. Tell me all your secrets.
Well, we have incredible crust made daily right here.
It's so
So we
good.
the crust is what's great about the product. And we make the crust every day.
Okay.
And it sits in a cooler overnight and develops flavor. And then when we make the pizza the next day, it's frozen and taken right down to your Hy-Vee.
It's that quick?
Yeah.
I didn't
the
know
product
that.
The Muscatine Hy-Vee gets is usually made earlier in the week. So
Oh
it
my
doesn't go and
gosh.
sit in a warehouse. It comes right here.
That's fantastic. I want to take a look at what you brought. So, okay, now I have to be honest. I've not tried the Mama's garlic, but I know that this is a very popular one.
It is. As a matter of fact, as noted, it has house roasted garlic. So we take whole cloves, toss it in olive oil, put it in our oven, roast the garlic, smash it up, and spread it right there on the crust.
Now, this is my kind of pizza: sausage, garlic spread, mozzarella cheese, cheddar cheese, and onions.
And onions, yeah.
So the cheddar cheese kind of adds a little bit of flavor to that.
color, or
Yeah.
something a little different, and the onions are on top. And then when you get the full effect of the garlic and the onions, so this is not necessarily date night pizza, if you know what I'm saying.
All right, so we got to back up a little bit, of course.
yeah.
So Mama Basso started as a restaurant,
Yeah.
and then you got into the frozen. Give me the
tell
background.
the story. All right,
yeah,
so
please,
in
yes.
1962
Okay.
is when they opened the restaurant. It goes back before that. There were three guys. I read the whole story. It's in like a piece of paper.
Wow.
That Mr. Basso wrote.
Wow.
So three guys came back from after World War II and brought pizza to the Quad Cities. And he said the first guy's name was Tony, the second guy's name was Frank, and the third guy he didn't remember, and he had to go back to Italy. That's how you're reading this.
That's awesome.
And then Frank went on. There's a chain in the Quad Cities. There's a style of pizza,
course.
Quad City style.
Yep.
Frank's Pizza,
Yep, sure.
Harris Pizza, and Mama Basso's. The big trinity there early on. And then in 1986, the Bassos started making this pizza in a warehouse, in their little factory.
Sure.
And I bought the company 5 years ago. So
Good
more
for you.
recent. The Bassos are still around. I still
Yeah.
see John around town, and the Tracy and Mary are still keeping me accountable, making sure I carry on Mama's tradition. But this is the same crust that they had for all these years, and
It is distinctively a Quad City crust, correct?
yes.
Now, so I grew up in the Chicago suburbs.
Okay.
So I would be what you say, a pizza snob. Admittedly. I love Mama Basso.
Okay, thank you.
I
Or lie to me.
I
I don't
have
care.
never
I'm just kidding.
cut my Mama Basso with scissors.
Yeah.
I'm a triangle guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's, and I'm not saying that's the way you have to enjoy a Mama Basso, but when you come to the store and pick it up, you're really entitled to do whatever you like.
Burrito?
Yeah. What?
Like a burrito?
No.
just
What do you
kidding.
mean? People make a burrito
No, I'm
pizza?
teasing.
Go on.
They
I would
roll
love
it up
to
and
do
eat
that.
it like a burrito?
Chef Tess, I need you to roll up this Mama Basso pizza like a burrito for me. Deal?
Post-cook.
Only if I get to eat it.
She was not listening. And by the way, you go to the Mama Basso Facebook page and you got this cover photo that comes alive and the cheese is bubbling, made fresh, made local. Scott, I am, if anything, a think local, drink local, eat local guy, 100%. So this is such a great product to have in our store because, again, the freshness, which I didn't know about, how quick we
right
get it
here.
here. But the fact that it's beloved, I mean, it's one of those things, whether it's on sale or not, and I bag a lot of groceries when I have to, people are buying it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
It's got to make you feel good, right? I mean,
We spend a lot of time in the stores,
Yeah.
do demos in the stores,
Yes.
and I walk the stores and make sure the sets look great. When I walk out and I see somebody with a Mama, I'm like, we have done our duty. We have done our job.
it's a pretty good feeling, right? Now, the one in the box, the scratch, I have not had one of these yet. I know,
my
so I feel
gosh.
like I'm missing out. And we have it on Facebook, so tell me about the scratch.
Okay, so the Mama Basso, the classic Mama Basso, it's on sale. It's kind of it kind of competes with the other rounds.
Sure.
And we wanted to have something that was a little more upscale. So we decided here we would focus not only on the awesome crust. So this crust bakes up like a pizzeria crust. It's really thick, which people love.
Yeah.
But we spent a little more time on the upscaling the ingredients.
Okay.
So we make everything from scratch. We make the sauces from scratch. And we call them by their Italian names.
Oh,
so
yes.
we're not messing around here.
That's good.
Quattro Formaggio.
Oh, boy.
Four cheese.
So
we have one that has an arrabbiata sauce, one that has a roasted red pepper sauce. Some of them have goat cheese on them. Some of them have Oh yeah, some fire roasted vegetables on them.
Perfect.
So we have a more upscale line of scratch, and there's 10 flavors. We just came out with this last year.
The arrabbiata is a spicy marinara or red sauce or
Yes,
gravy,
that
if
is
you will.
exactly right.
I am Sicilian. I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that I have to know these things.
Yeah.
'Cause that has to be just great. So, and it all has to work together well, of course. So there was
Yes.
probably a lot of R&D or sampling that
There's
went
a
into
ton of
this.
R&D.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, we have 9 families
Wow.
because our target audience is families that have.
I could be
kids.
a sample family. 6 and 3
Would
year old,
you?
another one on the way. Would I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll quit right now. I mean, I'll stay here and do it.
You have
whatever
to
you need to do.
fill
yeah.
out a form
Okay.
and tell us your feedback. You
I
can't
got
just
good-
toss
yeah.
them down. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
I have decent handwriting.
Yeah.
These pictures are just killing me right now on the screen. I mean, they just look so good. Your social reach, social media, Facebook, Instagram, it's great. Is that a Greek pizza? I'm getting distracted now. What
It
is
is.
that?
Yes,
Brian, zoom in on the caption. I want to read that. Give me that zoom up there on the
Yeah.
right corner. I want to see what that says. Okay, I'm going to read this verbatim. Have you tried the Mama Basso Greek pizza yet? Our Greek pizza is loaded with fresh spinach, black olives, mozzarella cheese over a savory garlic butter sauce. Stop it. All on top of our incredible crust. Wow, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How many different varieties, Scott, do you have?
In the classic is 15,
15.
and then in the scratch there's 10. So
Wow, I
that's
feel
it.
like I got to start to live a little more.
I'm saying.
Yeah. See, I have the 6 and 3 year old. I don't want to say they're boring, but they like the cheese, and then
They're as soon as they become a teenager, so you've got a couple more years,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it's all over. I mean, it's
Can't wait.
they're pizza every night. You'll see.
Yeah,
and they
and
can
I'm
cook
fine with that.
it themselves.
They can.
After a while, you'll be like bringing home stacks of Mama Bassos. They'll be cooking them
Yeah.
all. Oh yeah, and
All
they'll
right.
be eating them like a burrito. I
Oh,
guarantee
trust
it.
me, I will roll it up for sure. We have this thing called the Toyota Muscatine Cart Cam. It's a camera mounted on a cart. Betsy knows where Mama Basso is in the frozen section. Okay, so we're gonna send Betsy. You're gonna see this on the screen right here in the cart cam, and we're gonna just kind of look at the. Betsy, bring like 2 or 3 back that you see. Okay, so she's gonna go to the frozen department, and it's easy to find here at the store.
The donut.
No, well, I mean, I get your donut too if you want, but we're gonna go check out Mama Basso. Whatever you need, I'll get it for you. Don't worry. We got a great budget on this show. You want plants? I got plants out there too. But yeah, so that's a lot of variety, and of course, the one thing that I do want to talk about is, has it been a couple years now that you got into Mama Basso supporting local bands? When did that
Yes.
start? Yeah,
It was a magical moment. There was a venue in downtown Davenport called Day Trotter.
of course.
And I went into the opening of Day Trotter, and there's a band up there. I'm like, these guys bring in all these awesome bands
Yeah.
no one has heard of, and they're from all over the world, or I don't know where they come from. And the first note that they struck, it's like everyone went crazy. I'm like, whoa, these guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Now, at the time, I was a little less savvy. I still may be less savvy on social media. Like, how do I get this on Instagram?
Right,
And someone
right.
helped me. And as soon as I put it on Instagram, one of the members of the band, which was Condor and Jaybird,
Of course.
they said, "We love Mama Bassos." I'm like, "What? How could that
Yes.
be? You're from like London. I don't know where you're from."
I think one of them's from Muscatine, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. Two. They're both from Muscatine.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And so we started talking to them,
Yeah.
and they're like, "We love Mama Bassos," and we thought, "Hey, if we can give you some pizza,
Yeah.
will you in return post or eat it? Oh, you eat it and post
Yeah.
about it, talk about it, and just show us some love." And so we started this program, the Mama on the Road band sponsorship program.
Mama on the road. And speaking of on the road,
Yes.
Toyota Muscatine Car Cam in the frozen section. Betsy's there. She might be out of signal range. We'll see. But she's going to grab some product and put it in there. Okay, so Condor and Jaybird, leather parachutes. How many different bands
Sure.
are supported by Mama
Well, you know,
Basso?
bands,
Yeah.
they come, they go, as
Right.
we all know, because, you know.
Of course
But
they do. Like the seasons.
so
they
we had,
change, yes.
our most recent band is Terrapin and the Wolves, and they're out of Cedar Rapids.
Cool.
And different bands, they behave in different ways, and I don't know how we found Terrapin and the Wolves, but all of a
Sure.
sudden, these guys, they're a Iowa Southern rock band.
Oh, that's fun.
So there's mud trucks
Yeah.
and pools and kegs, but they have some nice videos, nice music, and they're a
cool.
little more hard
Yeah.
rock.
Sure.
And then we also said we want to get more bands in some different cities. So we're
Sure.
looking for Iowa City bands,
Cool.
Des Moines bands,
It's fantastic.
Madison,
Yeah.
you know, Wisconsin,
So
Peoria.
you're really getting out there because as we know that these bands, we certainly know, and if maybe you don't know if you're watching this, there's so many incredible venues in the Quad Cities for music, from the Redstone Room to Day Trotter. There's a new place in Rock Island that just opened.
The Rock Island Supper Club.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just unreal. There's been this explosion. And I've been in the Quad City area since 2002 when I went to St. Ambrose. And it's really just been this like renaissance. It's super fun to see this happen. So a lot of opportunity for sure to sort of interact with these bands that are going on these Midwest jaunts, if you will, right? They find themselves in the Madison, Wisconsins and all over. So of course it makes sense. And then that leads me to a question. How far out can people get Mama Basso Pizza? Like if we looked at a map, you know, we got Quad Cities.
Triangle.
Okay.
Peoria, Madison, out to Des Moines, back through Fairfield, Burlington.
Perfect.
Back up.
So like if we put a piece of Mama Basso pizza on a map, a triangle piece of pizza, you could have a map that looks like a piece of your pizza.
Oh yeah.
Copyright 2018 Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. Thank you. That's not a bad idea. So I'm excited to see what Betsy's brought back. She loves also dance. See, you can't see when she dances when she's pushing the cart. You saw it, of course,
Is it
but
the cart
people
dance?
at home, that is the official cart cam dance, yes.
Now we talk about a map that's the size of a slice. We
Yeah.
would like a map size of a pizza, you know what I'm saying?
Of course I do. Absolutely. All right, Betsy, let's see how you did running across the store. And if Scott also wants a donut, we can make that happen. All right, so let's see here. And of course, I need to get a microphone. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is the Trio Pizza.
That's our best seller.
This is the best seller.
That's just
the
piles
Scratch Trio Pizza. Chad's going to come in on this one. Best baking instructions. Preheat the oven to 475. That's what I'm talking about. Light that thing up.
Yeah.
My wife always thinks I'm crazy when I light it up that much.
No.
I'm like, I don't want to wait. I want to get this thing done.
And it gets the crust puffed up too.
The crust is so good. Remove frozen pizza from package. Yes. Place it directly on the rack.
So people put it on a stone or a pan, it doesn't work. Ours
Right
is
on the
fresh dough.
Yep.
You know, it's not a pre-baked, par-baked crust.
I go right on the rack.
Yeah.
12 to 15 minutes, and that's it. And it's all good to go. And it's impressive. You know, this packaging is impressive. And I just love, again, the story, you know. So what else did she grab? She grabbed some sausage and
garlic.
mushroom.
Yep.
Okay, this has got some weight to it. Jeez Louise. I could, hey, we don't have an oven over there, do we? Yes, we do, of course. And then another garlic, the Mama's garlic. Yeah. All right, listen, please don't stop making these wonderful pizzas.
And don't stop eating them.
I will
That
not.
goes hand in hand, you know what I'm saying?
My doctor said, Tony, Mama Basso pizza, part of a balanced diet.
Yes.
And I said, you're right, doctor. Yeah, any good doctor would tell you that. And quite frankly, hey, watch this. Quite frankly, when I went to the eye doc yesterday, they said, we know you got to get glasses, but what about some Mama Basso glasses?
That's what I'm talking about.
What about some Mama pizza? Oh, doc, I can see fine. My stigmatism's gone. It's not bad, right? See, kids, you too stay in school, and you could host a show from a grocery store and do fun stuff like that. I'm glad you came down. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
My hands are a little cold from holding your fantastic product. I appreciate it very much.
I'll take it back and restock the section. So.
Well, you don't have to, but if that section happens to be my office upstairs, that would be terrible if that happened.
Well, thanks a lot for having us.
No, you're so welcome. Scott, thank you so much. Scott Florence, Mama Basso Pizza. Check him out on social media. And better than doing that, of course, yes, check him out on social media, but also just come and check him out in the store here at Hy-Vee. I want to throw this, but I don't want to hit anything. Look at Betsy. Did you see Betsy? She was like, oh no. She stepped back like, she'll let it hit the camera, but please don't let it hit me. All right, let's check back in with Chef Tess, who's got your hands in a bean. What is going on? Is that the bean bath?
That's a bean bath.
Bean bath. Okay. Why the moving around? I don't understand that.
I'm just kind of rinsing these.
Okay.
So I picked through all of them by hand, removed
Perfect.
anything that didn't look like a nice, beautiful pinto bean.
Wow.
And now I've got them in some cold water. Just kind of removing anything that might be on the outside. You'll see the water kind of start to turn a little darker.
So you are, I don't want to say you're a perfectionist, but...
I just like to, I'm definitely not a perfectionist.
Yeah.
But especially with Mexican food,
Yeah.
I like to be as authentic as I can be.
Okay.
I'm not joking when I say that tacos are my favorite food. And I think that Mexican culture and Mexican food is just so colorful and vibrant. And it's got this super rich heritage. So I like to try try and be as true to that as I can be without having roots in that culture myself. So
I get it.
yeah.
You have a very a lot of respect and admiration, you would say.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I appreciate that. And of course, Cinco de Mayo is tomorrow. So what a great dinner to have here at the store. 4 to 7 carnitas with Chef Tess. All you have to do is walk in. How many carnitas could I get in an order?
A dinner is 2 tacos,
'Kay.
rice and beans. If you want to add some to that, we can definitely do that. You just tell me how many.
I like even numbers, so I think 4 would be good.
Okay.
I don't like odd numbers. And here I sit going to have a 3rd kid, so that doesn't mean I'm going to have a 4th. Let the record state. A 4th carnitas taco, yes. A 4th person that looks like me, no. All right. Boy, there's so much to get to still, and we got to wrap up because it's just been this has been one of those weeks, if I'm being honest, I've had a lot going on every single night, and I haven't even scratched the surface on the rest of the weekend. So, okay, here we go. Muscatine Diabetes Walk tonight. You don't have to pull anything up. I'm just plugging this again. Thanks to Kim Seligman, there's going to be several hundred people at Discovery Park. Muscatine Diabetes Walk starts after 5 p.m. I'm thrilled and honored and humbled and gracious, all those other words, to be the MC for the 4th year. Kids that are battling type 1 diabetes, it's a tough thing to manage, and this walk celebrates and stands with everybody that's doing that. Type 1 and type 2 diabetes, consider coming out. Tomorrow here at the store in the parking lot, Hometown Heroes from 10 a.m. till noon. Check that out. On Sunday, we have the kids' character breakfast from 9 to 11 with Mickey Mouse and Princess Poppy and Chase from Paw Patrol. It's $5 for kids, 10 and under. They get the kids buffet. I have a face painter coloring contest. It's going to be fun. Consider coming to that. Also going on today and tomorrow here at the store, spend $75, get a 75-cent fuel saver. Price of gas is creeping up. Doesn't have to with your fuel saver card. Spend $75, get 75 cents off. And if you think about all the other items in the store that have a fuel saver on it already, you're going to save big at the pump. Before we go, we do have to get to the team staffing jab board. Some openings from our friends at Team Staffing on Lake Park Boulevard here in the Pearl City. Thanks to Charity and Katie and the crew. If you are looking for a job or someone you know needs a good job, Team Staffing gonna get you one. Control room operator, $18.55 an hour. What? That is a change your life job. Call Marcy, 563-316-7640. TSI, of course, part of the Team Staffing family. That's a great gig for you. Office manager, assistant office manager. This is a new one. Mary's got it, 563-316-7634 at Team Staffing, Lake Park Boulevard, across from Happy Joe's. And last but not least, on the official Team Staffing job board, thanks to our friends again, First Shift Forklift. Wow. Sold seashells by the seashore. First Shift Forklift with computer skills. That's one to say a couple times. First Shift Forklift. Got it. Call Brooke, 563-316-7636. Team Staffing also currently on their Facebook page has an Adventureland giveaway, so check that out. And thanks to Charity and Trisha and Katie and the whole crew there. Next week on the show, a lot of people. Aaron and Paige Sure will be here talking about raising money for the University of Iowa Stead Family Hospital. We'll talk to them on Monday. Tuesday, Dr. Dustaf Prasad, who's my doc from Mercy Family Medicine. He'll be here on Wednesday. Holly Thomas Kaler with Unity Point Health. They've got a lot of stuff coming up and so on. So, busy week here. We're continuing to celebrate the taste of Hy-Vee. Stop out and see us. We've got a tractor from Sinclair Tractor, and the Bug Soother Bug Mobile is here as well. Thanks to all the guests that joined us today, including Josh Glasson from Arden Creek, CJ Ryan, Sheriff CJ Ryan, and Scott Florence, who just showed up and was great from Mama Basso. That was a lot of fun. And thanks to everybody that made it out last night to the Survivor's Guide to Prison screening. And yes, there we go. The kids' character breakfast. I'm telling you, there's 50 reservations. Still have room for you. Musser Public Library will be here. Face painting. It's going to be fun. I'm telling you, if your kids love Mickey or Trolls or Paw Patrol, come out and have fun. And it says space is limited, and that is legit. We're not just saying that. Like, you need to call and reserve your spot, 563-264-2420, and that's on Sunday. Hy-Vee today, gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. YouTube, and wherever else. We're all over the place. This has been a very busy week, and like I said, it continues. Diabetes. Here's my weekend. Ready? Work, diabetes walk, go home. Saturday morning, work, set up for a wedding, marry a couple. Congratulations to Todd and Mary. DJ their wedding, go home, wake up Sunday, come to the store, work, leave the store, go DJ and MC the Muscatine Riverhawks playoff football game at 2 o'clock at the high school. And then on Sunday at 5 o'clock, I will get some rest. Okay? It's going to be a busy weekend. And then I have had this sitting on the set a couple days this week. The new Hy-Vee mealtime kits are ready to go. It's dinner in a box, easy breezy. That's it. I'm done. The show is almost an hour long today. Holy moly. And it's been brought to you by the Starbucks. Okay. The Starbucks cold brew. So yeah, have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday at 8:30 right here, or at some point over the next 72 hours. I'll probably run into you. Bye.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in